Hello, welcome back. It's Kirsten and today we are doing a very quick video, but it is going to be my TBR for Jane Austen July. This is something that I found out about earlier this year, which I'm super excited I can actually take part. It's my first time, and for those of you that have been watching me lately, you'd know that classics are something that I am just falling in love with at the moment. So when I found out that Katie over at Books and Things, who I'll have linked below, hosts a yearly reading challenge to read Jane Austen books, I had to take part. Now it's super easy to take part. It's literally read a Jane Austen book. That is all you have to do. But alongside that, there are a few extra challenges that you can take part in if you want to, which of course I had to do. So I'm going to go through those, what I'm going to be hopefully reading for those challenges, and we will go from there. So the first prompt is to read one of Jane Austen's 6 main novels. Now I've only actually read Pride and Prejudice at this point, so that leaves me with quite a few books to choose from. Now I would love to say that for this I'm going to be reading Northanger Abbey. However, as part of the group monthly challenge, we are also reading 2 group books, which are Mansfield Park and Persuasion. Now, these 2 books are something that they've set dates up for each chapter that you're going to be reading across the month. So we're reading Mansfield Park first, followed by Persuasion. So these 2 books already fulfill that prompt. And the reason why I'd say maybe be reading Northanger Abbey as well is because alongside this readathon, I am also doing my own July TBR game, which I am going to try and put some of these books in that. But also I'm hopefully going to be taking part in Make Your Myth Taker, because that was the first time last year and it was the very first readathon I took part in and I loved it. Like a month-long readathon. It was so much fun. And so of course when they were doing the second one I wanted to take part. So we're going to see whether I can actually fit this one in. That's a hopeful. But as I said, for that prompt they have said you can just use these books, which I would definitely be reading because I do want to do those group reads. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Mansfield Park is Katie's favourite book, so I'm really excited to read that. And Persuasion is one that I'm really interested in, and it's following someone that was proposed to but originally said no because she was told she could do better, but has kind of regretted it ever since, and now he's coming back into her life. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Not sure what Mansfield Park's about, but I kind of want to go into it not knowing anything because it is Katie's favourite, so I have high hopes, so we'll see. So that's prompt 1 out the way. The second prompt is to read one of Jane Austen's works that isn't one of her 6 main ones, and for this one I am going to go with Lady Susan. And this book here is a completion of a couple of her books. So you have Lady Susan, The Watsons and Sandation. Sandation is her unfinished work. There's so many to choose from for Jane Austen. You've got some of her younger works, some of her letters, there's all sorts that goes on, but I'm really interested in Lady Susan, so that's what I'm going to be reading out of this, and I'm quite pleased it's short because, as I said, I have a lot to read in July. Then we have to read a non-fiction book either about Jane Austen or about the time. Now I don't have any non-fiction books, it's not something I read, yet I am kind of interested. I might look for a literary criticism on Pride and Prejudice because that's the only one that I've read so far, so I'd be really intrigued to read something like that, but I don't know. I'm going to have to do a bit of research, find out what sort of book I'm going to be looking into, and then kind of decide whether it's something I can either pick up at the library or something like that, because non-fiction isn't something that I would really want to read. So this is the prompt that I may not fulfill because I'm not 100% on it. But we also have to read a retelling of one of Jane Austen's works, and for this I'm going for Pride and Premeditation. This is available on Scribd, so I will just be listening to this, and this is a retelling of Pride and Prejudice, but this time they're in a courtroom situation. So you have Mr. Darcy on one side, we have Miss Bennet on the other, and they are going to be fighting it out in the courtroom. So it sounds like a fun, it's just a YA retelling. I'm happy to listen to it, and yeah, on Scribd, so it's not costing me anything, so very pleased with that. And then the next prompt that I am honestly one of the more excited ones is to read a contemporary author from Jane Austen's time, so between 1775 to 1817. So for this I am going with Mary Shelley, Matilda. So I've read Frankenstein, absolutely loved it. Mary Shelley is a brilliant writer in my opinion. I think it was so well done, but I have not read Matilda, and to be fair, it's not talked about often. This is a book book that her father refused to be published, so they had to wait until he died before they could actually publish this book. And it's all about a daughter with a very obsessive father, and I am intrigued. So again, I had to choose this for a nice short one. Again, I've got so many books I'm going to be trying to fit into July, so that's one that I'm super excited for. And then we have 2 film prompts. Again, this may not be something I take part in. I'm not a massive film person. I don't even have a TV in my room, so you know. But that is to read a direct adaptation of one of Jane Austen's works, so either reading like Pride and Prejudice or something like that. And then the second prompt for this is to read a modern retelling adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, or Jane Austen even, doesn't have to be Pride and Prejudice. But again, these 2 prompts, like the non-fiction one, they are something I might do, but I'm not going to commit myself to it 100%. But I am super excited to be reading so much Jane Austen, especially after loving Pride and Prejudice. I'm very intrigued to see which one ends up being my favourite out of all of these. Let me know, is it something that you're taking part in? Do you think it would be something you'd take part in? I'm very intrigued, very excited. So yeah, this was a super quick video because it's only it's a month-long readathon, but there's not too many prompts and books and things like that, which is going to be good. So definitely going to be reading these 4, plus listening to Pride and Premeditation for definite. And if I get extremely lucky, I will also squeeze in Northanger Abbey. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know, maybe that's being a bit too ambitious, especially with the other readathon and my own TBR game. But we'll see. Wish me luck. Let me know, have you read any of these? What is your favourite? And all the usual stuff, because I am just a nosy, curious person. But for now, if you have enjoyed this rather short video, don't forget to give it that thumbs up and subscribe. My social media links will be linked below, and I will of course catch you in the next one.